Ali Akeem, the head of the country office, to take the floor.
Thank you very much, and it's indeed a real pleasure, distinguished Prime Minister, for being here with us, Minister of Health, and recognizing my colleague, Dr. Natasha Azopadi-Muscat from our regional office in Copenhagen, Denmark. It is indeed a very, very eventful morning, isn't it? We are discussing and creating a path to an ambition that is very, very important to everyone in North Macedonia. Access to safe, effective, useful, and innovative medicines. Doing it through a process that is affordable, that allows the government to meet the need of the population now and into the future. I really appreciate and acknowledge the presence of the Prime Minister today and the support across government to the Ministry of Health to do this job well. We have in the room, as we were joining together earlier on, all the national institutions that are responsible in one way or the other for the process to go well. That is applaudable. Thank you. Now, we know that this journey begins today, doesn't finish today. We will strive very hard as a country office team from WHO with our colleagues from the region to provide the support that you need, to channel the learning and knowledge from other parts of Europe and the world globally that will support you in making evidence-based choices about how you do this process safely and meet the need of your local population. We know this is a challenge everywhere in the world, and particularly in small countries like ours here, we have to redouble our effort to do it well, to do it safely, to do it affordably. We also enjoin all in the community, when you're prescribed medicine, to use it the way it's been prescribed, to make sure we do not waste these costly life-saving medicines, such that we do not buy things that then go to waste. Also, our clinicians have to prescribe medicines that are safe, that are the right ones for the right reasons. To do all of that, we also need to make choices about what medicines we license, where we buy them from, who we buy them from, and at what price. That work will start, will continue, and will help us achieve the success that we need. I want to promise that our team here, with the support from all our regional teams, and of course with our sister agencies who are also working in this area, will be directly in full support of the work that we need to do. And I look forward to a very progressive program of work in this, and I celebrate the starting point today. Thank you very much.
Благодарам на Аким Али, представник.
Thank you, Mr. Ali Akeem, head of the country office of the WHO. I would like to invite Mr. Arben Taravari, the Minister of Health, to take the floor next.
Почитувани представници на медиумите,
Esteemed representatives of the media, distinguished Prime Minister, distinguished representatives of the WHO, it is our utmost importance to have this workshop for the Western Balkan countries organized here in Skopje. We are talking about affordability and accessibility of medicines, and a continuous one that is needed for our patients in our country. We are more than happy as a government to be able to say that after only 50 days, we were able to update, to expand the positive list with 9 generic medicines or 78 medicines in different packages and by different producers. We will continue in this sense to expand the positive list even more in our country. I hope that in the forthcoming months we will be able to expand it by including several more medicines. And this should be a continuous process so that our citizens will be properly treated with the most modern medicines that are produced worldwide. I am particularly thankful to the WHO, who have been our partners in the transparent selection of medicines that are to be included in the positive list of the Republic of North Macedonia. As agreed with the WHO representatives yesterday during the meeting that lasted for more than 1 hour, that we will be in constant communication. Yesterday was the first day of the workshop. Today the workshop will continue, and I hope that there will be a very fruitful discussion resulting in some important conclusions for us as a Ministry of Health and as a government. Thank you. If there are any questions, please feel free to address them. Apologies, Minister. Next one to take the floor is Prime Minister Mickoski, and then the questions and answers will follow. Distinguished representatives of the media, distinguished representatives of the WHO, esteemed Minister Taravari, it is my great pleasure and honor to have participated in this event today. Citizens' health is our utmost priority and a constitutional category as well. As a government, at the very beginning, we demonstrated our commitment to this topic, and we did this by starting our term of office with a press conference in front of a health institution. This was a press conference organized with Minister Taravari in Štip, and we will continue in the same manner. Over 50 days, we managed to expand the positive list. Minister Taravari worked very hard together with the Health Insurance Fund. And we expect that more surprises will follow suit. They will mean better quality, better possibilities, and better treatment of all those who need it. Furthermore, we will focus on significant investments to be made in the health sector and for citizens' health as well. This progress is expected to be obvious in the field as well through the construction of several important facilities. Thus, as a government, we will be able to demonstrate that citizens come first. And as citizens, and as a government, we will continue to meet citizens' daily needs. And health is one of these daily needs. Citizens are in touch with the health sector and the challenges thereof on a daily basis. Therefore, once again, I would like to express my gratitude to the WHO, the Ministry of Health, the Health Insurance Fund, and all the participants and stakeholders in this high-level dialogue where we will be discussing the possibilities of expanding the positive list. I would like to wish you fruitful discussion and many positive news and outcomes for our citizens. Thank you. Are there any questions related to this topic? Are there any new announcements of new investments, foreign investments in the Republic of North Macedonia? Yes, we have been working on 3 of these kind recently. 1,500, 1,600 new employments are in the pipeline, and the expansion of one existing and 2 completely new facilities, and also another one in terms of the energy autonomy that we would like to achieve. We are working on 3 new investments. 2 are already existing and functional, operational in our country, and they will expand their portfolio. Therefore, I expect that these news will be shared in the future as well with the citizens, and 150 million euros is the amount of the new final investment with an EU member state. We are competing over this investment, and we are daily in touch with the prospective investor. If this sees the light of day, it will be a large step forward for us as a country, but also for us as a government. Are there any applications for the municipalities? Yes, the announcement will be valid up to tomorrow, but we had from 10 to 12 municipalities that already submitted their applications. I expect that there will be more to follow, and finally that this process will be completed tomorrow, but then the evaluation process follows, and then, of course, we will continue with the implementation of what we have promised. Dear Prime Minister, I would like to ask two questions. First, on behalf of my colleagues. In a TV interview, you said that you had a meeting with Ali Ahmeti, the president of DUI. When did this meeting take place? What was being discussed? And are there any announcements of protests? Secondly, in terms of the constitutional amendments and your recent visit to Brussels, Mr. Mickoski said that there is a legal interpretation for them to take effect without the conclusions and the negotiation framework. Can you please provide more details about this? And how do you see the separation from the package with Albania that is likely to take place in October?
The public knows that when we were amending the law on the government, you all know that there were meetings between my party and the opposition parties. This is nothing new. The question that you asked is a result of an interview I gave yesterday. The question was, while you've been Prime Minister, have you met with Mr. Ahmeti? Yes, my answer was yes. And this is, and the public was informed about it when laws were being amended, and this is nothing new. About the announced protest that you mentioned, we didn't speak about that at all. I said that all protests that are democratic, that are peaceful, are part of democracy, and there's no dilemma about it. We, as a country, of course, will allow that, and everyone who feels the need to protest for as long as they're doing it in a peaceful and democratic manner, it's welcome. Macedonia is a democratic and sovereign country, but if there is violence, we as a government and as a state have to protect the security, safety and sovereignty of the country and of the citizens. Regarding your second question, I think that the public has heard a lot about the opinion of the government and of myself as a Prime Minister. I wouldn't comment more on that. Now is a period when nothing can happen in that process, absolutely, because as you know very well, in Bulgaria, they will have soon early elections, 7th in a row in the last couple of years. There is still no political government there. We are ready to talk. We are willing to work, to talk, and we're conveying this to our colleagues from Brussels. As regards our stance on this issue, we've released it many times. The Ministry of Economy announced yesterday that some of the foods will have reduced prices. More than 100 foods are proposed to be cheaper. And what's with the law on unfair trading practices? You received a letter from the Chamber of Commerce. Are they still holding the opinion that this law should be postponed for the future. When you expect first results to be visible regarding lower prices? Regarding the law on unfair trading practices and the letters you mentioned, I unfortunately haven't received them yet. From the Chamber of Commerce, I saw there a discrepancy between trade chains, traders, and manufacturers. The law says if the Chamber of Commerce requests from us as a government 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, as many as they need for harmonization, I don't see a reason why that wouldn't happen. We are working in the interests of business, economy, citizens, and I think that we've been doing that well so far. We'll see how it will be in the future. We have no intention to be stubborn or forceful. If there is a need for a harmonization for 2-3 weeks, I don't see why we wouldn't prolong that. Regarding your first question and the prices of certain products, I'd like to say that I'm happy, extremely happy, that in August the rate of inflation was 2.2% vis-a-vis August last year, which is really a good result in August, bearing in mind the region. We are among the best in the region regarding this inflation rate. It's among the lowest in the region of the Western Balkans, which is good. Slowly but surely, prices have stabilized. And what I want to say that in the period to come, we'll continue to care about living standard of citizens. There will be autumn basket of products. There will be before the New Year basket. There will be spring basket of goods that are mostly used by the citizens, depending on what they consume the most. We'll track the inflation process very carefully and will not allow inflation to rise in an uncontrolled manner. Sorry, this was not audible for us, the interpreters. The journalist doesn't speak in a microphone, and the Prime Minister said yes, yes, yes. I don't know if other countries have such approach. I really don't know. Maybe you have more information. Prime Minister, I have a question for you. Again, this is not audible for us if the lady is not using the mic. My question from the law about the loan from Hungary. There will be costs for legal entities, legal services. What kind of services are those? This will be a law on the Hungarian loan that will be passed in the Parliament of North Macedonia. How big will be these costs for this Hungarian law company? It will be 70,000 euros. That's 10 times the less that what our country had paid in the past for such loans. So we will get 500 million from Hungary, and this cost will be only 70,000 euro, which is 0.1%. The law is now in the Parliament. The draft law is available for the public. The interest rate is 3.25. If you see the international market, even for countries in the Eurozone, these rates are higher. There is a long grace period. This will be a developmental loan. Half will go for the business, half will go for projects to be carried out by municipalities. So what we promised, we're delivering it. Next year, on the 25th of January, there'll be a 8-year bond from 2017. Our analysis is if we go to the international market in order to pay back this bond, the interest rate that we can get is between 5.5 and 6%. But if this trend continues, since I see the ECB, European Central Bank, is planning to lower the interest rates, then if it has a positive development, then we'll go out on the international market. But if it is higher than 3.25, we'll then take the rest of the Hungarian loan, which is the other half billion. Regarding your first question, I can confirm of your female colleague, I can confirm that yes, in the Commission for Historical Facts with Bulgaria, we changed some names there. I cannot give you the names because this is still a classified piece of information. Once it's been declassified, we'll give you the names of the new members of the Historical Commission to resolve the dispute with Bulgaria. He said yes to a question that I didn't hear, sorry. I've been warning all the time that one should not be playing on ethnic or religious conflicts. These are the areas that the criminals want to use in order to disguise their crimes. You heard the statement by the bishop, Orthodox bishop. You also read on the press conference that he dissociated from that incident. Also, the villagers in the village of Galata also dissociated themselves from that incident. On the social media, there was one person who posted some posts, and we could see his political profile. And also the mayor of the municipality of Vrapčište, and also the police leadership in Gostivar. One can easily infer a conclusion that this is part of the conspiracy of the plan to cause incidents in the forthcoming period. Why? Because we as the government, bearing in mind the latest amendments to the law on police and the law on the Ministry of Interior, changes in the leadership of the police cannot happen because of requirements. It's 5 years at a high level position. You know who was in power in Macedonia in the last 7 years. So in the next 2 or 3 months, we'll need to amend the law and then to replace that police leadership. Please have no dilemmas and rest assured that the political elites from the past will try everything through their assets and tools to cause political and ethnic tensions. Luckily enough, the population turns a deaf ear to such provocations. The bishop himself dissociated from this. I call upon you. I call upon everybody. Once the industry started growing, inflation went down, reforms are being made, good measures are taken, foreign direct investments are coming. Please don't allow corrupt people to drag us behind and to go forward. About the positive list, dear Minister, starting from Monday, the 16th, will it be possible for the citizens to get these 9 generics at a pharmacy regarding this enlargement? What groups of diseases are addressed? And for the next episode of enlargement, are you going to take into account several component drugs, meaning two or three drugs in one tablet?
That is right. As of the 16th of September, citizens will be able to take these medicines in the pharmacy. They will be free of charge, and this will take effect as of Monday. We are preparing a platform along with the WHO that would ensure transparency of the overall process for future expansion of the list. And also recommendations will come from the WHO and the national experts. The expansion of the positive list should be very transparent, including what the citizens actually need the most. Thus, we would reduce the costs to our citizens. The committee worked very well, and we will sit down together with them once again. We will try to select those medicines that are most needed for our citizens. That said, I cannot promise that straight away we will be able, in addition to these 9 medicines, to include 10 more. However, I can guarantee that every 3 or 4 months, the list will be expanded by adding 3 or 4 more medicines. Bear in mind that the last positive list was drafted in 2009. Now we have 9 medicines that are included over a period of 50 days. I am very happy that we have the WHO representatives as our partners, and therefore we will abide by the recommendations that they will provide. There can never be too much of transparency. Therefore, I would like to invite on all pharmaceutical producers to compete, to take active participation, so that we would be as transparent as possible and have results that would be as good as possible for all citizens. When do you expect this percentage to be reduced? That was mentioned by the WHO. 50% of the citizens had out-of-pocket payments much higher than the other average. So 45% is spent for medicines that are prescribed by the doctors and cannot be bought as part of this positive list. I do not have the exact figures. I can get them from the committee, but these are mostly anti-aggregants. Every second or third citizen uses such medications, and medicines anti-dementia and antidepressants as well, and tranquilizers. Surely the percentage of patients who pay for medications out of pocket will decrease. However, I cannot make an assessment yet. In a day or two, I think that we can come up with some figures, and they will be significantly lower than right now. I have another question related to the tender procedure about the compression stations. Are there any companies that have applied, and what happens if no companies apply? Personally, to my knowledge, actually, I think I do not have any information. Tomorrow we will request specific information because we are required to address the public and share information about the process. I honestly hope that there is at least one company that has applied, and hopefully 2, 3 or more, so that finally we can start tackling this issue, because we have serious investment plans, especially when it comes to the operation theaters, but all in Skopje and in other places as well. Therefore, it is really important to deal with this matter and then proceed with the 8th of September in the clinical hospitals in Tetovo, but also the outpatient clinics such as the one in Starumica that we hope to promote very soon. But also we hope that hospitals will follow suit in Tetovo very soon. Yesterday, we heard that economic doctors will now be employed as advisories to the clinic, especially in terms of the pediatric clinic. Is that true? Because you were in favor of these economic directors not to be included anymore. There are no more economic doctors. If any of them believe that they should be used as advisors because they possess certain expertise, that is a different issue. But very soon, all clinics will have only one director. Those who believe that some of the former economic directors possess certain expertise that can be used, they can hire them either in companies or in any other places, because I'm not in charge of this. Thank you.